you finally saw Boy Kills World.
Let's be honest, it's not the easiest one to find in theaters right now. Matter of fact, they stopped it the day after I saw it. Like it is no longer in theaters.
Which is weird because this is on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. It is labeled as a 2023 film.
But it came out in 2024. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't know, and exactly the same thing for you. In my experience, when I went to see it, very little screenings of it.
Literally, when it would show, and every day I would look, one viewing a day.
2 to 3 of mine.
Yeah, and which is pretty bad. You know, if you're trying to watch this movie and you're getting out of work and you get home, like I say at 6:30 and the viewing's at 7:10, yes, you can get there. But if you got other things you need to do, I'll have to prioritize.
I wanted to see it, and this is a cult classic in the making. I can see this movie getting its steam or getting its popularity later on.
Yeah,
because you have here influences of Hunger Games, Running Man, Kickboxer, The Raid,
Street Fighter.
Yes, you have the new Crow coming in. You have Jean Grey in this. Mad Dog.
You got to reference the old school Jean Grey.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Archer or
Stranger Things.
Bob's Burger in here. Stranger Things. Exactly. You have all these actors. There's also influences.
The Raid.
Here. I did say that. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yes, especially with Mad Dog.
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't know he was in this.
I thought you were referencing him at the end, like that he was the guest in the end. He was all throughout the entire film.
Right, but I didn't know he was in it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I try to avoid as many previews as possible.
Same here.
Also, Shoot 'Em Up, that movie with Clive Owens, with the carrots. This is a weird film. It's a fun film.
Oh, it's wild. It is absolutely wild.
Oh, also The Purge. So you have all these influences wrapped into one in a demented form, if you will. Now, it's not demented in the sense of like Basket Case or there's other crazy films that you like, but this, no, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's really, some films that you like are really out there. Don't you like the movie Basket Case? No, that's my other friend who likes that.
I think I remember the movie Basket Case. I wouldn't put it in one of my ones I watch. I do watch some off the wall films.
No, you do.
Yes.
I know you do. But on Rotten Tomatoes score, by the critics is 58%, by the audience is 71%. Let's just get into it. Welcome back to A Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel.
I'm Adon.
Where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert, I have fun with this film. Now, granted, I was going a little crazy here and there, and it was kind of predictable here and there as well, but it had a gotcha moment at the end where it was like, oh no, it's again, like Star Wars. Vader's is Luke's father. What was your feeling about it when you saw it?
Oh, and by the way, it's very anime-ish kind of feeling watching the show, watching the movie.
Yes, didn't they have like an anime kind of scenario? Because it did feel like that. I mean,
it didn't go like into a straight cartoon, but like June 27th, straight up anime character when you think about it. Wears a helmet, and even though she can talk, the helmet emotes. Kind of like in Tron, like the new Tron movie, Tron Legacy, or was it Tron? Yeah, the third Tron, second Tron.
No, there's only 2 Trons so far. And
yeah, they're making.
And then there's and there's an animation show, which is a great animation show.
Weren't they doing like the thing with this mask in the second one?
What, you talking about Tron now? Well, I have not seen the sequel. I have not seen the sequel, so. No, I heard bad reviews.
Let's throw that out then. Anyway, it's very anime like where like she'll go to kill the people or unalive them, and like you see teeth, like shark teeth come up onto or it'll say let go or something like the words.
In all honesty, in the credits, it went animation.
Yes,
that's where it went. So that's where I'm getting confused. What it happened in the end? But yeah, she was very anime. It was like her thoughts will be projected in the screen.
That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, cool. But also, I did as soon as I saw her and when she said no kids, I'm like, oh, I know who she is. Immediately, I knew. Was it still a good moment? Yes.
Yeah, I kind of felt that too. It was kind of predictable. I even told Kim, it's like, I bet you that's the sister, and there it is. Now, granted, did I know that the crazy one was the mother? No, because I thought the sister damaged, like I thought she got shot, but she didn't die. And then she came in to infiltrate the mother. I didn't think that they were together. I thought she was like, trying to get revenge as if he's trying to get revenge too.
Yeah, it could be argued that the sister doing the show production was really the one managing the show at one state, managing the government at one stage, because the other sister is just off the rails.
True. I mean, like I said, it has many influences. We mentioned before Hunger Games, The Running Man, The Purge, Kickboxer, in that training sequence, The Raid,
Old Boy.
Old Boy, how so?
He was captured and basically imprisoned and tortured and trained, like mentally abused in a way, so that when he was released, he didn't know who his family was.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I was like, wait a minute. He didn't have sex with his sister.
No.
He could have.
But that one moment, he's like, close. His mental sister was like, oh, she's pretty. And he didn't, right. and they didn't put the two, and he didn't recognize her.
So fair enough, right? Okay, I take that. Yes, it was all over the place. It was in certain aspects, and to find out the real truth with Mad Dog being still the villain in the story, even though the Phoenix or Jean Grey was crazy in here. Like you had no idea who was. It was kind of cool. It was like because I was surprised and happily surprised that it was his family that he's trying to destroy, and then we see what happens. We see why he was or how he was tricked, because it was like you have two powers coming at each other. She killed his family. So what he did, he kidnapped part of her family to turn against them.
And it makes sense like by the end, because when I was watching the training montage, there was no real logical reason why he was being trained with drugs and psychedelics, and like, right. How's this going to make you the better killer? Like, and throughout the movie, nothing relevant, like, oh, maybe they're going to try doing drugs and try to get you to hallucinate or something like that. No, nothing like that until the very end when they did the reveal, and then like, bingo, that makes sense now.
For me, before that explanation, I thought it was more of a higher being,
like an inner journey.
Back in the day, they use hallucinogens to elevate yourself, like meditation in a way, just take yourself to another level mentally as well as physically from all the training. Also, there's a lot of Star Wars influence besides the big reveal. And he's like Luke, the chosen one, whatever, and he finds out who his parents are. Hello, there's that relation right there. But there's also another thing. Now, who was your favorite character?
June 27th. I thought she was really cool and really, but I also liked the rebel.
Gideon?
Was that the guy who kept yelling?
The guy with the beard?
Yeah. Well, they both had beards. Both rebels had beards.
Well, I'm talking about the guy with the Stranger Things.
Yeah. Well, no, he technically wasn't a member of the Resistance. He just was done with everything. He just wanted to be.
I didn't say he was part of the Resistance. Who are you talking about?
You know what? We never even went over
the shaman.
Names. No. We never even went over the names. Basho. He was the one that escaped with him. Dropped the anvil.
Oh, yes. Him. I totally forgot about him. I think he's in Warrior.
He might be. I haven't watched Warrior yet. I mean, him and Benny together were great. The fact that you couldn't understand Benny just because he can't read his lips.
Yeah, he's in Warrior. He's also in Bullet Train and Snake Eyes. 2 movies you've seen and I haven't.
Oh, I never watched Snake Eyes. I started to watch Snake Eyes and I turned it off.
Oh, is that bad?
Okay. It's not the Snake Eyes I'm used to.
Right. So yeah, he was fun. I like the black guy.
Benny.
Is that the one you liked?
Yeah. Benny and Basho, they were together.
Right. But Benny was funny because
he was just crazy.
Oh, because he couldn't read his lips. So that's right. Because his beard, his mustache was covering the mouth. So he had trouble reading lips.
And he happened. He didn't like mouth his words.
Accentuate.
Yeah. So Benny, Isaiah Mustafa, who played him, that's the guy who he had trouble reading lips. Basho, Andrew Koji, that's the one who just outrageously is like, I'm the cart guy. You keep killing them, I'll do the cart thing. And he's like, great, we're a member of a team.
And what I find funny, though, in a sense, like this guy who's done Warrior for 3 seasons now and going to be on the 4th one, a martial artist, this guy doesn't do any in this movie. I think that's kind of sad for all those fans of Warrior. Now, I have not seen Warrior. I still plan to.
Yeah.
And it goes to the part where I'm thinking, like, maybe this is how what he is actually saying, that Basho understanding his lingo, his language. You know, like Han Solo understands Chewbacca.
Like if there's a moment where he just like, oh yeah, that's how he actually talks.
Right, but the thing is, the guy is deaf, so it doesn't really matter. So, but the own language he can understand. I don't know. Now, for me, Gideon was awesome. I liked in the sense where he's just a good actor. He's a good performer. He was awesome in Stranger Things, but I also like
he is a good actor.
Archer. Yeah. Archer was in it.
But do you like just the voice of Archer? Like
yes, okay, yes, so. I do like his voice. H. John Benjamin, but he had the same kind of.
You can't separate the boy from the voice, even though he says like that's the voice because I remember the video game. That's still supposed to be Bill Skarsgård.
I understand that, but the thing is like not like Archer, but more like Bob's Burger.
Yeah.
It just fit in my sense, and it makes sense that since he can't talk and all the trauma that he went through, I can understand that. That's why he always sees his sister as a young'un.
Yeah.
Is that connection to the past. And that game is also a connection to the past. That voice from the game is the connection to the past, to the better times. Yeah. So it makes sense in that aspect. I also liked Glenn.
Oh,
he's in Powers, that the one superhero show back in the day from PlayStation.
From PlayStation.
He's also from, also from the, it was. He's also from the A-Team, the movie.
Yeah. He did Hardcore Henry, Choppy, District 9. He's done a lot of action bits.
Right. But it was funny though, because this is like a low budget film. And he also was in Monkey Man, another low budget film.
Oh, okay.
Which was another good low budget film, a great low budget action film, in my opinion. What about action scenes?
Ooh, there's a few good action scenes. So for pure brutality that had me cringe when he goes in and gets the cheese grater.
Oh,
my mind went instantly to Evil Dead. And then as soon as I see him walking in with the cheese grater, I'm like, don't go Evil Dead on me. And he does worse with it. And I'm like, because those things, they're sharp and dull at the same time. It's not the sharpest tool in the shed, to grab.
Right.
And it's like just shredding things. And the way he uses it, I mean, very inventive. Getting underneath the armpit, going across the calf, in the face. If Jackie Chan just wanted to go bloody, that would be a Jackie Chan thing.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Now, was there a scene? Because I mean, I saw this a while ago before you did. Was there a scene where a weight gets dropped on someone's head?
Yeah. That was when he first meets Basho, and
yes.
And you were talking about it like Sharto Copley, played by Glenn Van.
Him.
Like Glenn Van.
Yeah, the one that I liked. The one that I liked. Yes, he was trying to
turn a new leaf,
talk his way out. Right, but he was trying to talk his way out to not to get killed. And then what happens? He gets killed.
He's trying to talk his way out, and you could see as he's talking his way out of it, he's like, you know what? This is more than me just talking my way out. I'm done with this. He basically turned a leaf just like Gideon did.
Right.
As he was talking things out, he's like, I don't want this life. And then as he was going to help them, the weight fell.
I totally forgot. It was some kind of like engine part. Yeah. Something like that. It was just.
And the funny thing was, like, leading up to that was actually a really good fight scene too.
Oh yeah.
And especially with
Dave. Was. Who, the guy who was fighting?
Yeah, who kept getting up.
Yeah, who wouldn't die. Oh, he reminded me. Okay, Chocolate. Do you remember Chocolate?
Yeah.
The girl, right? She fights this guy who has like he's autistic. That keeps going like this, like shaking like this. That's what he reminded me of.
Oh, was that autistic? I thought that was like this is very not PC right now. I thought he had like Parkinson's or something.
No, he was twitching, autistic, dude. No, he was autistic. That's the best way I can think. She was autistic too.
Okay, cool.
Parkinson's. Anyway, so that's what it reminded me of.
I thought he was more like if you took Al Pacino from Scarface in the final scene and then just make him like insane martial art
was he taking
fighter.
Drugs?
Yeah, because every time he got seriously hurt, he would like
the inhaler. That's right.
They would like, he's like, let's go.
That's right. And then Scarface, you're exactly right. He took that big snuff of cocaine and then kept going. My favorite scene was Mad Dog 2.0.
Oh no, that was arguably one of the best fight scenes in general. In matter of fact, I wanted to. I'm not going to do the time for this, but I wanted to take a clip from the raid, that final scene with Mad Dog, because I'm quite certain some of those moves were verbatim from that fight scene.
Oh, I think so too. Some, but not much, because it was a shorter fight in comparison to the raid.
He arguably died
But
the
you
same.
had that. But no, because in the raid he was going across the neck.
Yeah,
that's how he died.
Yeah,
is that how he died here too?
He got the talon hook into the neck and he pulled it across.
Oh shoot! Okay, because I know he did it in the chest.
The difference
I
was
didn't
he
know
was
what the
standing
final
on
blow
top.
was.
He was over him when he dragged it. And the raid, he was behind him when he pulled it across.
And the thing with the talon claw going across Homeboy's arms and legs, I was like, ooh, dude.
Right there, I was like, bro, you can't be getting up and going after. I know this is a movie, but you're gonna bleed out hard.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Or when he takes the toes and sticks his toes into the guy's wounds.
Oh, and dirty. They're all nasty.
I know.
You need a serious tetanus shot. I was like, oh. But that scene also is one of my faux pas.
Okay.
As well as the garage scene or the warehouse scene. That's where the Star Wars influence comes in for me. You have stormtroopers shooting at the hero.
Oh, and none of them hit him.
The hero, exactly. Out in the open. And all he's just doing is moving, just juking and jiving, just a little bit here and there. And they're shooting rapidly in all directions, and he does not get hit once.
Yeah, he's doing like a District 13 parkour.
I understand that, but there's right. I get that, but like with in Star Wars, usually the stormtroopers are usually in one spot, where you have in the warehouse and in that Mad Dog scene that a lot of the shooters are like in different areas. Different points. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But I was like, all right, fine. Like, not one shot after all those. I mean, come on.
I did like in that warehouse scene where he uses like their own weapons against him, where like some of them were like the shotguns will just like their own shotgun will fire in their face or something like that.
I also like the one where the three of them or the four of them, the three of them are in fighting in front of the TVs.
The Winter Wonderland.
Being filmed. Yes.
Yes.
That was awesome too. That was fun.
Oh yeah. No, that was a good
moment. And at the end, that the girl's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he just rams the camera into her, and then it just goes up. Gory, but not Toxic Avenger gory. What about weak moments?
The mother, for whatever reason, just didn't seem as good as a character. And I like her performances in a lot of things. She didn't drive it home for me. I get the fact that she's supposed to be crazy and whatnot, but I was more intrigued by the camera lady, like you were talking about, Hilda van der Koe. That one, who's supposed to be the big bad, felt less of a big bad than Melanie van der Koe. When I get like multiple villain in the franchise or a movie or whatnot, I want the big bad to be a threat. I want them to be the one that mentally or physically is the one that I'm like, wow, they are intimidating. I don't want the underdogs to overshadow them. In this case, the underlings. In this case, the underling seen more of the threat. Like the movie felt like it was pretty much done when he smashed that camera in her face when they got to the mother.
Right.
Yeah, she felt more like the big bad and like the more of a threat kind of situation.
And she was, and I understand what you're saying, but of course, the thing is, to him,
it was
the mother.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
I would have liked it the other way around. Like he meets the mother, has his moments, mother dies, then Melanie's still the last Vander Co left to go with because she's really the one running the show.
Yeah. No, I have to disagree.
I mean, we could disagree. You're just asking me what's my opinion about a faux pas.
I get it. I get it. But I just find it. No, the way they laid it out, in my opinion, was
better.
Yeah. In my opinion, it made sense because it was like, oh shit, because you find out who it is. The way it ended, it could feel like there's a sequel because they ended pretty much how like the Avengers ended, where they're eating shawarma. But what they're doing here, they're at their old house eating the breakfast they used to eat. But you see at the end, they're like all happy, but then they're like, so what now?
Yeah, very much.
And I wouldn't mind that there's a sequel. They did another one in a sense, but now, like, I understand Boy Kills World because I understand that title.
Yeah.
It's a cool title. It's like kind of like Deadpool kills Marvel or the MCU. But where here is like what's his world? It's his world what he imagines to be, and he ends up killing it. Like his imagination, what he thought was one thing, is not. It's the other.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense in that aspect.
Also, you could argue the fact that like he single-handedly conquered a what was it matriarchy?
Patriarchy.
Is it patriarchy? I don't know words. He took down a tyrant and toppled a government, basically.
Yeah, that was run by television. Well, she was the government, right? And they used the television, the show.
Although Grandma's still alive.
Yeah, but what's she doing? She's not really functionable.
She's more functioning than everybody else at the moment.
She's gonna kill her grandson.
She ordered them to die.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, what was a faux pas for you?
The non-shooting thing. Not hitting.
Oh, I thought you meant like something you were going to do something else. Just a non-hitting. That was it. You wanted him to get hit more.
That, and I just wanted him to get shot. I mean, ante up the stakes.
I mean, he did get some injuries.
Like, yes, but not much. He got the majority of his injuries came from his master.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't really get beat up by anyone or shot or like nothing damaging that to hinder him to really struggle it out. I mean, the fight with him and his sister before her reveal was also a good one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But again, there's like nothing life-threatening for him. It was more of a mental aspect for him when he figures everything out. Yeah, that was the only faux pas. I just liked it. Is a different approach of storytelling in this aspect. In the similarity to Thor: Love and Thunder. And that movie is told by the view of Korg.
True.
The rock guy. So you have a different persona and you have this different takes. His mind in this is out there. He's been tortured since he was a kid to what? He's like, say 25 in this at this time.
Yeah.
So he went through a hell and back. And then to figure out who's who and what's what, how can he not mess up another way?
Okay, so before we go into our ratings, speaking of the kids, I gotta give credit to the little girl who played Mina.
Oh, she was good.
Quinn Copeland. She was good. It's a fun character to be an imaginary character. She's like, we're gonna do disguises, and that's the part that actually will take you away from it being so ultra violent to being like partial comedy. Like, what are those? Those are macaroons. We can't have macaroons. He's like, just try one. It's like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever in my mouth.
I never had a macaroon, so I don't know how good they are. They all look the same, just different colors. I mean, I don't know how good they are.
So I think each color is supposed to be like representative of flavor, but still, nonetheless.
Right. I have never tried it, so I don't know. But on Rotten Tomatoes, we have 58% by the critics and 71% by the audience. I am with the audience.
Yeah. I agree
on this one. I would definitely give it 70s, maybe low 80s, because it was entertaining. I saw what they were doing with it. I saw the references in there. I mean, if you are a fan of Running Man, The Purge, Hunger Games, Kickboxer, if you're a fan of The Raid, like all those stuff, like if you're any fan of any of those, you would appreciate this. It's done in a different way, different approach, but is there nonetheless. It is definitely worth the watch.
I agree.
But is it worth the own?
I think it'll ride a fine line. I would if I went to a friend's house and they had it on their shelf, I would appreciate that. But I would, if this was on my TV, like I'm streaming through my things on TV, I would tune in. I would stream this more than I would buy it.
I'm glad I saw it on the big screen. It was nice. The audience was very small, so it was just me, Kim, and maybe like 10 other people.
So and would you own it?
No.
Okay, so we will both stream it.
Right. That's right. I mean, what about you and your scoring? What do you see it as?
I agreed with you. It's I would say and 79 is a respectable score. Let's be honest. It's 79 is not a bad score. Even though we didn't hit it with a lot of faux pas, there is not going to be like the best of stories. It is predictable. It hits a certain genre, but it's a good time.
Yes, don't watch it for any Oscar-worthy performances.
Matter of fact, I was more impressed by Skarsgård's, physicality, because every time I've seen him prior to this movie, it was not like an action film. Like he played the It.
Yeah, he's Pennywise.
Barbarian, John
Barbarian.
Wick. Yeah. Oh, you never saw Barbarian. I told you to watch that.
No, I never saw. Yeah, he was in. Yes, he's in John Wick 4.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that he could be an action lead. He's going to be one in the new Crow.
Yes.
This shows that he has that potential. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, he may be typecasted as this because he did a great job here. And now on the Crow, I'm a little concerned because from what I saw in the trailer, it looked like they went a different route on the character.
I mean, this is like the 5th iteration of the Crow.
Yeah, but not of the character.
Yeah,
it's the third.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. All right, guys, that is our action review of Boy Kills World. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Let us know in the description below. And as always, if you have a movie or show you'd like us to review, also let us know in the comments below. And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Until next time, will be the next time. I'm Angel.
Madon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.